We're gonna go live. It's been a minute, but we're back live with you Saturday afternoon around 3 p.m. like we promised. And it's gonna be extremely good to catch up with everybody, and I hope to see a lot of our friends on this live. Join us and leave your comments. If you see the live replay later on as a video, just let us know your thoughts in the comments. Say hi. Would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Come join, and also no worries if you missed this. It'll get posted on the channel, and if it's still uploading and you cannot click it, just give it a little bit of time, and you can still say hi in the comments and let us know how you're doing, okay? I'm gonna set up the live on my TV so that I can see your comments showing up, and we can have a chat and we can relax together and have a nice afternoon on this very cozy day with Baji, Suji, Fuji, and myself. And I'm looking forward to catching up. So where is this live video? Let me have it up on my own TV screen so that I can see your comments, hopefully right away. And then we can chat and we can have a good time together. And hi Heike, Jocko. How are you doing? It's so nice to see you. I feel like I've seen your comments, and you're very kind to leave your thoughts. I don't know, hopefully I've responded to your comment in my videos, but how are you doing today? Hopefully I've responded to your comment. Whoops. I just have to make sure that my other screen is not echoing my voiceover here, but I think I'll be set up. Hi, Bubble Candy. Hi. Yep. Thank you so much. Yep, we're just doing a little live on this very cozy Saturday afternoon. Hi, Heike. Hello, Baji the cat. Yes, this is Baji. He is joining you all live today on this cozy and very lovely, relaxed Saturday. We are back live. It's very wonderful to see everyone. Share your thoughts, and I love cats. Hi, Ray. Hi, Baji loves your love and support. So thank you so much for being here, and tell us how you're doing. How's your day going? Oh wow, look, Baji is excited. He's sitting up. He is sitting up. Everyone was kind of like napping and relaxing, but as soon as we're live now, I'm feeling pretty excited and decided to sit up. Hi, Jordan. Hi, Jordan. How are you doing? Hi, cute cat. Yes, he's very, very cute indeed. We are just happy that we can go live. We are having a nice, cozy, relaxed afternoon, and we can go live with all of you and get your thoughts, touch base, and catch up. Thank you. Hi, kid with Uke. Hi, kid with you. He's so cute. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Tell us how you're doing. What are your plans for the weekend? I know. Thank you, Taylor. Hi, Taylor. It's good to see you. Good. You're having a good day. Good. What are you up to today? How is this weekend shaping up for everybody? Sorry if my camera is moving sometimes. I'm just still setting it up and getting the best angle here for Baji to get all your loves. Bubble Candy says, later I'm going to a fair. Oh, wow. And where are you joining from? Tell us, everyone, where you're joining from. And yeah, where is this fair, Bubble Candy? And thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate you. I'm going to go ride my bike. Oh my gosh, that's excellent. Riding the bike is an excellent plan, kid with you. Where is everyone joining from? Tell us in the live stream, where are you joining from? USA, yay! Where in the US, Bubble Candy? Ohio, oh my gosh, I used to live in Ohio. That's amazing. Where in Ohio? India, oh my gosh, 2 tomcats and I. That's amazing. I am from India originally. Where in India are you joining from? 2 tomcats. I'm watching YouTube and TV. Yay! And Heike, where are you joining from? Which part of the world? Eastern time, that's all I can say. That's okay. Me too. Same here, Eastern time. No worries at all. If you don't feel comfortable, obviously don't say. Just only say what you are comfortable sharing. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate having you here. I was thinking that on some of these live streams, I might read from a book as part of the entertainment. Also, the kitties like to. Thank you, Kid with Hugh, for subscribing. Thank you so much. Just wanted to see the angels before I go to sleep. I'm at Bangalore. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, and Heike said that he is, or she is, or they are calling from Finland. Oh my gosh. Kuopio, Finland. I'm gonna have to look that up and save it on my Google Maps for when I would like to visit Finland. That's amazing that you're joining from Finland. Ian says, I have a question. Can I promote my live stream? Yes, of course. Yeah, go ahead. Tell us about your channel, Ian. Can I promote my live stream and I will subscribe? I just never have anybody join my live, basically. Oh, of course. Yeah, go ahead and tell us about your channel, Ian. Ian the Gamer 95. Thank you so much for joining and tell us about your channel. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Really appreciate it. Bet. Ian says bet. Kuopio, Finland. Sorry, if I missed your comment. I'm still reading, and hopefully I said the place name correctly, Heike. Kuopio, Finland. Is that how you say it? Please do correct me if that's not right. Let's see. Ian the Gamer says, so I'm 12 years old and I recently just started like 5 years ago. Just turned YouTube. Oh, nice. That's awesome, Ian. You should keep it up and tell us about your channel, and just type it in the live stream what your handle is for the channel. If it's the same one, then that's good. Just tell us what the, yes, it is the right spelled. Thank you, Heike. You know what? Finland is a country I've still not visited and I would really love to. Thank you so much for joining and taking the time. Hi, Helen. Helen R427 is saying, hi, I love the cat. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate your support, everyone. And I am going to take a clip, actually. Hi, Baji. Hi, Baji. Hi, Baji. Baji's a good boy. Baji's a good boy. Baji's a good boy. Baji has been a very, very good boy today. Look, here's Suji. Baji has been a very, very good boy. He has basically done nothing wrong today. He has been very sleepy and just having a relaxed and chill time. Oh gosh, Kid with Hugh says, I fell off my bike yesterday. Ian the Gamer says, it is. People, please join my live too. Yes, everyone, note down Ian's live and show him some love as well. Thank you so much. Please join my live. Yes. Bubble Candy says, okay, gotta go. Bye. Bye, Bubble Candy. Thank you so much for joining. Always love to see you. Let us know in the comments when this posts if you can see the video. That would be much appreciated. I know it takes a moment to upload on the channel, so it is in 1 minute. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for joining. Let's see. What? I was trying to take a clip and yeah, I was, yeah. All right, Ian, well, we'll see you later. Enjoy your live. All right. Let's see. Let me also, let me see, make sure. Let me make sure I can see. Kid with Hugh said, I fell off my bike yesterday. Oh my gosh. How are you doing now? All right. Let me, good. Kid with Hugh says, good. You are doing good. Okay, good. So you're not, no too bad injuries, all well? Sorry, I'm fixing my camera position here. Whoops. Let me make sure. Yes. Oh, very nice. Very nice, Kid with Hugh. That's awesome. I'm glad you didn't hurt yourself too much. We are just having a relaxed afternoon with the kitties. Feel free to join. Come join and tell us how your day is going and give us a like, show us some love. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for joining, everyone. I just shared the, oh, you know what? I forgot to share this live on my channel, community tab. So let me do that now. I have some regulars on my live that I was hoping to see. Have you heard mosquito virus in Massachusetts? I don't believe so. Is that, have you heard mosquito virus? And I don't believe I have. What is that, Heike? Tell me. Tell us about that. I do believe that I do not know what that is. I think I've been hearing about the monkey pox or monkey virus, something like that, but is that what you're talking about? I might have missed it. Thank you for joining. We can have a little bit of a quiet time. I know it's a sleepy afternoon, so why don't we rest a little bit while we can. One town was closed, I think, near Student Village, not mandatory. Big sleeves and so on. Huh. Okay. I have to look that up, Heike. I am not aware. I know that Massachusetts has a lot of people, so that would make sense if there was a disease going around. Let me look it up, perhaps. How did you hear about it? Oh gosh. AP News. Oh gosh, you're right. Going outdoors at night. Oh my goodness. That's scary. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. A rare but deadly mosquito virus infection has Massachusetts towns urging vigilance, closing its parks and fields each evening. Alright, well, I'm going to be closing my windows in the evening then for sure. Goodness, that's really scary, Heike. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you so much. Now I'm scared. I don't want to know about, or well, I don't want anything scary. Okay. Eastern equine encephalitis. State health officials announced last week. Oh my gosh. It's closing public outdoor recreation facilities. South of Worcester, Douglas, Oxford, Sutton, and Webster are at critical risk after a man from Oxford caught the virus. 6 p.m. yeah. Oh, I see. So I think they hopefully they'll die in the winter, urging people in those towns to avoid the peak mosquito biting times by finishing outdoor activities by 6 p.m. until September 30th, and then by 5 p.m. after that until the first hard frost. Oh wow, yeah. They're saying to use mosquito repellents when outside and drain any standing water around their homes. That makes sense. Wow, this is reminding me of India. To be honest, because that's how we were over there. Well, now I am terrified. I just read about this news. Goodness. Well, we gotta be very careful. Thankfully, it's still daytime now, but we have to make sure to close the windows and not let any mosquitoes come in when it's evening time. Gosh, oh gosh. Good girl. He's a good girl. He's a good girl. I'm giving Suji some back scratches. Some back scratches. How is everyone doing? Thank you for joining. We're just having a little quiet time. It got really quiet, sorry. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and subscribing. Oh, sorry. They jumped. There's a loud motorcycle passing by. Sorry about that. Sorry, everyone got startled. I see. I'm looking at my channel and I'm like, okay, I need 4 more to get to 2260 subscribers. Please share the live so that maybe I could reach that number. That would be so nice, guys. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Sleepy today, yes. Hi, AB Normal. One of my outside kitties had babies, 4 kitties. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's amazing. How's the mommy doing now? How's the mama kitty doing? How's the mama kitty doing? Yay. I'm trying to get to 2260 subscribers, guys. Please help out. Nice round number. They're adorable. She's good. Spoiled though. Oh, that's so good to hear that she's doing good. Yay. I'm sure the little kitty cats are so adorable and tiny. I hope they're able to be seen by a vet soon. I know they need the little ones might need some vaccines and such. Appreciate you taking care of them. Thank you so much, AB Normal. Only a week old. Aww, they're only a week old. Yay. Turning the air on for a little bit. And turn the cat genie on. No jabby, bad. No jabby. Do you need the vaccines? Sorry if I missed what you said. No jabby. Little kitty cats. Little kitty cats. No, Sochi. They will go see a vet for checkup though. I see. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, they're too young for any sort of vaccines probably is what you're saying. Got it. They will go see a vet for checkup though. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking care of them. That's amazing. Wishing all the good luck. Look at these two. They just heard a plane. There's a plane flying above us. So their ears pricked up. Yeah, hopefully they'll have a good vet visit and get everything they need. That's amazing. Aww. Aww. Ear, 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 ear. Baji, say hi. Baji, say hi. Baji and Suji says hi to everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Aww. Suji killed a mouse the other day. This one right here. I got scared. I was super scared. But I guess the mouse was taken care of. Got him. Yes. Indeed she did. Oh, I was terrified. When I found the dead body of this mouse in my living room, I was terrified. I've never seen such a fresh mouse, like freshly killed mouse, clean killed, in my living room. And she made sure that I knew that it was her because she put it right under the bar stool that she sits on. So she was claiming full ownership of this murderous act. And indeed the mouse met with its demise. And although terrifying, I am grateful. Lol, good kitty. Yes. Thank you, AB Normal. Very good kitty indeed. She is an extremely good huntress. Kind of worries me actually, in the sense that I just want everything to be all well. All well. No need to touch a dirty mouse, girl. It's gonna be great. You're a good baby. You're a good baby. You're a good baby. You scared Mama by killing a mouse. But then also Mama was scared, just in general, to see the mouse. You're a good baby. You're a good baby. Good baby. Baji! Baji is very absorbed in the outside. They're having a sweet and relaxed afternoon. We had a number of friends say hi to us. And now we must say that we're kind of missing all our friends. The chat has gotten a little quiet, but that's okay. We're relaxing. But let us know any comments. Tell us about your day. Love to hear from you. Yay! Oh, I'm actually gonna go use the bathroom in the meantime, if you don't mind, guys. Let me go do that, actually. I was getting ready to go upstairs, but then I got distracted. I got distracted. Let me go check something. Baji is all tuckered out. Baji is all tuckered out. We're ready for a nap. I am doing a couple chores in the background. Their cat genie is running. Their automatic kitty toilet is running, so I'm running that cycle while I do this and whatnot. Oh no. I just realized one of my subscribers' account has a community guideline strike. Interesting. Copyright issues, you can't live stream at this time. Oh gosh. Well. I was trying to go support the live, but I couldn't. That's weird. That's weird. Okay. Hi. Where are you joining from? Tell us. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Join the live. I was trying to go support somebody's live, but I actually saw that it's not actually streaming right now, and they've got a strike on their account. So sorry about that. Hey. Oh, sleepy baby. Sleepy time. It's a sleepy time for us here. All right, okay, now I mean it. I had to go upstairs and use the bathroom. I'm so sorry. I am so very sorry, but I have to be right back. I'll be right back. Tell us a story in the meantime. Actually, I'll move the camera a little bit so you can see both of them, hopefully. Sorry guys, there's a lag. Sometimes there is a lag and whatever I'm doing shows up in just a second. So I forgot that they always follow me. So the kitty cats all went upstairs with me. So sorry about that. That's why there is no one here. Yep, they went upstairs. And upstairs the signal is not very good. But let me read your comment. Lazy weekend, watching cat videos, volcanoes, some tasks at LP, cooking, eating, some walking. That's it. That is the day for me. Maybe tomorrow something else. Storm chasing. Yay! That's awesome. That sounds like a very good lineup of activities, Heike. I'm gonna go for a walk myself. I want to hit the ocean and beach in a little bit here. Baji and Suji went upstairs, the stars of the show. Here's their auto feeder and snack bowls and water. Let me see if they'll come down. Baji! Baji! Hi, Baji! Come, Baji! Come, Suji! They came down, wow. And people are like, kitties don't care about you. They don't come when called. I think I proved them wrong. Baji Baba! Suji Mama! Hi, Mama! Hi! Hi! Baji Suji came. They came from upstairs, all the way to downstairs. Because I went upstairs to use the bathroom, they always follow me. They always follow me. Thank you, God. Thank you for these big blessings who follow me everywhere. They always follow me. Look at Baji. Oh, Baji. What is out there? What is out there? Baji's seeing some important view. I'll put it right here so that I don't disturb him, and then he can guide the screen. I think he's seen a birdie bird. I think Baji has seen a birdie bird. So I'm reading this book. It is Mary Higgins Clark, The Queen of Suspense, with her co-author Alistair Burke, Every Breath You Take, an Under Suspicion novel. Let's see. Let me read a couple pages from this book while we have you here. And while Baji is looking outside. And actually, I have a couple other books on there too that you can see probably. Georgette, Higher, and I also have an Agatha Christie book here. So mystery is my favorite genre for reading. What is yours? Tell me what your favorite genre is for reading. If you're still in the live, or even if you see this as a video later on, tell me in the comments. And I'll read out a few pages from this book for you, okay? How does that sound? Okay. So. So Mary has written a prologue for this book. It says 3 years ago, on an unusually cold and wintry Monday evening, 68-year-old Virginia Wakeling was making her way slowly through the costume gallery of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. As she wandered through the exhibitions, she had no premonition that the glamorous evening would end in tragedy. Ooh. Okay. Or that she had only 4 hours to live. Oh my gosh. The museum had been closed to the public because the most lucrative fundraiser of the year was about to begin, but for this hour, The trustees were invited to privately study the gowns former first ladies had worn at inaugural balls. All right, that's the first couple paragraphs. Give us a like and a share if you like this reading and this live. Virginia's own gown was a copy of one Barbara Bush had worn in 1989. An Oscar de la Renta creation, it had a long-sleeved black velvet bodice and a peacock blue long satin skirt. She knew it looked both dignified and regal, exactly the impression she wanted to give. But she still was not sure of the makeup Dina had applied because she thought it might be too vivid. Dina had protested, "Mrs. Wakeling, trust me. It's perfect with your dark hair and beautiful skin. And it absolutely calls for a bright lip rouge." Maybe, Virginia thought, and maybe not. But she did know the carefully applied makeup took 10 years off her age. She moved from one inaugural gown to the next, fascinated by the differences in them. Nancy Reagan's one-shouldered sheath, Mamie Eisenhower's with 2,000 rhinestones on pink silk, Lady Bird Johnson in a corn yellow gown with fur trim, Laura Bush in long-sleeved silver, Michelle Obama in ruby red. All of these women, so different but each so determined to look her very best next to her husband, the president. Life has gone by so quickly, Virginia thought. She and Bob had begun their lives together in a small 3-room, 2-family home on the then unfashionable Lower East Side of Manhattan. But their lives had begun changing immediately. Bob had been born with a knack for real estate, and by the end of their first year of marriage, he had put a borrowed down payment on the house they were living in. That was the first of many brilliant choices he was to make in the real estate world. Now, 45 years later, her homes included a Greenwich, Connecticut mansion, a Park Avenue duplex, an oceanfront showplace in Palm Beach, and a condominium in Aspen for skiing vacations. A sudden heart attack had taken Bob 5 years ago. Virginia knew how pleased he would have been to see how carefully Anna was running the business he had built for them. I loved him so, she thought wistfully, even though he had a hot temper and was so domineering. That never really bothered me. Then 2 years ago, Ivan had come into her life, 20 years younger. He had approached her during a cocktail party at an art exhibit in a small studio in the village. An article about the artist had caught her eye, and she had decided to attend the show. Cheap wine was being served. She was sipping from a plastic glass and taking in the assorted mixture of people who were studying the paintings. That was when Ivan joined her. "What do you think of them?" he asked, his voice even and pleasant. "The people of the paintings?" she replied, and they both laughed. The exhibition ended at 7. Ivan had suggested that if she wasn't busy, she might want to come with him to a small Italian restaurant nearby where he guaranteed the food was delicious. There, I'll put the phone right there. That was the beginning of what had become a constant in her life. Of course, it was inevitable that after a month or so, her family wanted to know where she was going and with whom. Predictably, their response to her answers had been one of horror. After he graduated college, Ivan had followed his passion in the sports fitness field. He was a personal trainer for now, but he had a natural talent big dreams, and a strong work ethic, perhaps the only traits that he shared with Bob. Mom, get some widower your own age, Anna had snapped. I'm not looking for anyone to marry, she told them, but I certainly enjoy having a fun and interesting evening. Okay, there's another plane going. Now a glance at her watch made her realize that she had been standing still for minutes, and she knew why. Was it because, despite the 20-year age difference, she was seriously considering the possibility of marrying Ivan? The answer was yes. Shaking the thought away, she resumed her study of the dress forms of the former First Ladies. I wonder if any of them realized or even suspected that they would have a day like this in their lives, she asked herself. I certainly never dreamed of how my life would change. Maybe if Bob had lived longer and gone into politics, he might have been a mayor or a senator or even a president. But he did create a company and a neighborhood and a way for me to support causes I believe in, like the museum. This gala drew A-list celebrities and the city's most generous donors. As a member of the Board of Trustees, Virginia would be front and center that evening, and she had Bob's money to thank for the honor. She heard footsteps behind her. It was her 36-year-old daughter, Anna, whose dress was as beautiful as the one Virginia had commissioned for herself. Anna had scoured the internet for a gown similar to the gold lace Oscar de la Renta that Hillary Clinton had worn at the inauguration in 1997. Mom, the media are arriving on the red carpet and Ivan was looking for you. He seemed to think you'd want to be there. Virginia tried not to read into her daughter's words. On the one hand, he seemed to think you'd want was passive aggressive, as if Anna knew better what her mom would want. On the bright side, apparently, Anna had had a cordial conversation with Ivan and had come searching for her at his request. Oh, how I wish my family would accept whatever decision I finally make for myself, she thought, slightly annoyed. They have their own lives and everything they will ever need. Give me a break and let me live my life the way I choose. She tried to brush away the thought as she said, Anna, you look gorgeous. I'm so proud of you. They walked out of the gallery together, Virginia's blue taffeta rustling next to Anna's gold lace. Later that evening, Virginia's black hair and colorful gown were spotted by a jogger as he ran through Central Park. He stopped when he realized his foot had grazed an object protruding from the snow. He was shocked to see that the woman he was looking at was not only dead, but her eyes were still open and her expression frozen in fear and horror. Virginia Wakeling had fallen or been thrown from the roof of the museum. Oh my gosh! Okay, that took a turn. Alright, so that was the prologue, guys. I hope you're enjoying. Tell me in the comments if you enjoyed that prologue. And let me know. Let me know what you think. Thank you. Some catnips needed and views. I like science fiction books. Thank you for reading a book. Quite interesting. Yeah, I like mystery. I think I'll try reading maybe different books whenever I go live and give people a flavor of, whatever book I'm reading, and they can chime in with their thoughts. This can be kind of like a cat and book club together. And also, the kitty cats like my voice. They can relax when they hear my voice. So that's why I thought I'll read. All right, let me read a little bit more for you guys before we call it a day. The next chapter is not too long, so it should be fast. Lori Moran could not ignore the satisfied expression on her 9-year-old son's face as he watched the waiter place her breakfast on their table. "What's the secret?" she asked with a smile. "No secret," Timmy replied. "I was just thinking how really cool you look in that suit." "Well, thank you so much," Lori said, pleased, even as she reflected on the fact that Timmy's use of the word cool was another sign that he was growing up. School was closed while teachers were at an education convention. Because of that, Lori had decided to go in late so she could take Timmy and her father to breakfast. Timmy had been to Sarah Beth's restaurant for breakfast at least 20 times, but never approved of Lori's choice of the eggs Benedict with salmon. "No one should eat fish for breakfast," Timmy pronounced with confidence. "Right, Grandpa?" If Lori had to handpick a rival for her son's affections, she couldn't have chosen a better role model than her father, Leo Farley. While other kids Timmy's age were starting to admire athletes, comedians, and musicians, Timmy still looked at his grandfather, retired NYPD First Deputy Police Commissioner Leo Farley, as if he were Superman. "Hate to tell you this, kiddo," Leo said crisply, "but you can't keep eating pancakes with chocolate and powdered sugar on them for the rest of your life. 30 years from now, you'll understand why your mom's eating fish. And I'm pretending to enjoy this turkey bacon that tastes like paper." That's funny. I actually kind of like fish myself. So what did the two of you have planned for the rest of the day? Lori asked, smiling. "We're going to watch the Knicks-Pacers game," Timmy said. "We recorded it last night. I'm going to look for Alex in his courtside seats." Lori suddenly put down her fork. It had been 2 months since she and Alex Buckley last spoke. And 2 months before that, Alex had taken a break as the host of her television series to focus on his own law practice. Before Lori even realized how important Alex was to her daily life, he was gone. There was a reason she often joked that she needed a clone. She was always busy, both at work and as a mother, but now that Alex was gone, there was an unmistakable void in her life. She kept herself going one day at a time, focusing on her home and her work, but that was no help. Given Timmy's mention of Alex, she expected her father to jump in and ask, "How is Alex, by the way? Or does Alex want to join us for dinner this week?" But instead, Leo took another bite of his dry turkey bacon. Lori suspected that Timmy also wondered why they hadn't seen more of Alex recently. If she had to guess, she'd say he was picking up on his grandfather's cues, not to ask about it directly. So instead, he had mentioned Alex's courtside seats. Suji's settling down behind me now. Hi, Suji. Hi. Lori tried to sound matter of fact, you know, Alex donates them to charities most of the time. Oh, hi, Ian. Hey, it's me, Ian. Glad to see you again. Hi. I'm reading a book, Ian. How are you doing? Let me turn this so that you can see Suji. I am reading a book. I'm almost done with this chapter, so let me finish. But continue to chat or put it in the... Oh, yay! Nice, I'm in school now. Wow, so what times are your school hours, Ian? And I'm guessing you have off today because it's Saturday? I don't know. Okay. All right, let me finish reading this chapter. Laurie tried to sound matter of fact. You know, Alex donates them to charities most of the time. His seats will be there, but there might be other people in them. Her son's face fell. Timmy had managed to survive witnessing the murder of his own father. Heartsick, she realized that he was trying to replace him with Alex. Oh no. She took a final sip of coffee. Okay, time to earn my keep. Laurie was the producer of Under Suspicion, a series of true crime-based television news specials focusing on cold cases. The show's title reflected its format of working directly with the people who were unofficial suspects in the investigations. They had never been formally charged, but still were living under a constant cloud of suspicion. It was always so hard for Laurie to commit to one case for each special, but she had narrowed the newest possibilities down to 2. All right, let me read what Ian says. My favorite book is The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Cool. She dropped a kiss on Timmy's head. I'll be home for dinner on time, she promised. We'll have roast chicken? She constantly felt guilty for not preparing more healthy meals for her son. Don't worry, Mom, Timmy said. If you're late, we can have pizza. Leo pushed back his chair. I need to pop over to Task Force headquarters tonight. I'll go after you get home and be back for dinner by 8. A few months ago, her father had stepped back into law enforcement waters by joining the NYPD's anti-terrorism task force. I have 2 control racers. Yay. Sounds perfect, Laurie said. She could not believe how blessed she was to have these 2 gentlemen, her 65-year-old father and her 9-year-old son, always trying to make her life easier. 15 minutes later, she arrived at work, and another man in her life immediately gave her a headache. I was starting to wonder if you were coming in. It was Ryan Nichols calling out to her from his office as she passed his door. He had been hired as the host of her television show a mere 3 months earlier, and she still had no idea what he was doing at the studio full time. I have the perfect case for us, he shouted as she pretended not to hear him. Ooh, nice, Ian. All right. This is pretty interesting. I think I'm going to keep reading for a little bit longer. Let me know if you like my reading and what you think. Laurie deliberately ignored Ryan's call and made it to her own office before having to deal with him. Her secretary, Grace Garcia, immediately sensed that she was not happy. So what's wrong? I thought you were taking your handsome son out to breakfast. Sometimes Lori thought that Grace valued the idea of Lori taking a much needed break more than she worried about her own time off. How can you tell something's wrong? Lori asked. Oh, thank you, Ian. Your voice is so pretty. Thank you. Grace looked at her as if to say, did you really just ask me that? Grace had always been able to read her like a book. Lori dropped her bag on the desk inside her office, and a minute later, Grace followed her carrying a cup of hot tea. Grace was wearing a bright yellow blouse, an impossibly narrow pencil skirt, and black slingback pumps with 5-inch heels. How she managed to carry anything without tipping over was a mystery to Lori. Ryan saw me get off the elevator and made some crack about my coming in late, she said, spitting out the words. He's one to talk, Grace exclaimed. Ever notice how he's never here on the mornings after he attends some high society event covered on page 6? Honestly, Lori never noticed Ryan's absence. As far as she was concerned, he didn't need to be here at all until it was time to turn on the cameras. Oh, are we talking about Ryan's double standards for office hours? The voice belonged to Lori's assistant producer, Jerry Klein, who had stepped from the office adjacent to hers to linger near her door. As much as Lori pretended to disapprove of the constant flow of gossip between Jerry and Grace, the truth was that the two of them provided some of her most enjoyable moments at work. Did Grace tell you that he kept dropping by here, looking for you? Grace shook her head. I was trying not to ruin her morning. She'll see that guy soon enough. Tell me, Lori, has anyone told him you're the boss? He's like a clone of Brett, running all over this place. Okay, Ian. See you. Technically, Grace was right. Brett Young was the head of Fisher Blake Studios. He'd had an enduring, successful television career. He was as tough as a boss could be, but he had earned the right to run his own ship as tightly as he wanted. Ryan Nichols, on the other hand, was an entirely different story. To be sure, before he turned up at Fisher Blake less than 4 months ago, he was an up-and-coming star in the legal world. Magna cum laude from Harvard Law School, followed by a Supreme Court clerkship. In just a few years as a federal prosecutor, he had already won the kinds of cases that were covered by the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. But instead of continuing to develop his skills as a practicing lawyer, he left the U.S. Attorney's Office so he could become a part-time talking head on cable news stations, offering instantaneous analysis about legal issues and trial coverage. These days, everyone wanted to be a celebrity, Lori thought. The next thing she knew, Brett Young had hired Ryan as the new host of the series without consulting her. Lori had found a perfect host in Alex, and working with him had been a pleasure. He was a brilliant lawyer, but he recognized that Lori's programming instincts were what made the series successful. The fact that he was a skilled cross-examiner made him the ideal questioner for show participants who thought they could get through production repeating the same lies they'd told during the original investigation. Ryan had only appeared in one special so far. He had neither Alex's experience nor his natural skills, but he had not been nearly as disastrous as Lori had feared. What bothered Lori most about Ryan was the fact that he clearly saw his role at the studio differently than Alex had ever seen his. He was constantly finding ways to undermine Laurie's ideas. He was constantly He also served as a legal consultant to other shows at the studio. There was even talk about his developing his own programming, and it was certainly no coincidence that Ryan's uncle was one of Brett's closest friends. So, to get back to what Grace had intended as a rhetorical question, did Ryan know Laurie was his boss? Laurie was starting to wonder. She took her time getting settled at her desk and then asked Grace to call Ryan and let him know she was ready to see him. Maybe it was petty, but if he wanted to see her, he could be the one to walk down the hall. So that was chapter 2 of this book. It's called Every Breath You Take by Mary Higgins Clark. Let me know if you're enjoying. How are you guys doing? I'll go get some water and then finish reading the next chapter. Thank you for the stream. You are a good reader. You could start book club. Thank you. This is it. This is it. This is me starting my cat and book club right here, Heike. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. So thank you. Thank you for joining and supporting and liking and being here. Thank you so much. We're gonna do the same thing tomorrow. I'll read from another book, maybe even continue this one. Yay! Yay, Ian! Thank you. It's the joint cat and book club, because why not? Because why not? All right, let me go get a water. I'll be right back. Mewing. Bah ha ha ha. Yay, what's funny, Ian? Alright, I'm gonna continue. Nothing. Okay. Sounds good. If you know other cat and book lovers, please do share my channel with them and this live with them so they can also join. We can all be a nice, happy family together with cats and books. I'm a read too. Yay. We can be a nice big cat and book club together. Okay. This is nice for me too because I actually have not read the book. So I'm like finding out along with you guys what happens in this book. I have decided to read it with you. All right. Starting chapter 3. Ryan stood in her office with his hands on his hips. Looking at him objectively, she understood why one of the raging debates among fans of her show was, who's cuter, Alex or Ryan? She had an obvious preference for one, of course, but Ryan was undoubtedly handsome, with sandy blonde hair, bright green eyes, and a perfect smile. This view is amazing, Laurie, and your taste in furniture is impeccable. Laurie was on the 16th floor, overlooking the Rockefeller Center ice skating rink. She had decorated the office herself with modern but welcoming furnishings. If this were my office, I might never leave. She took a small amount of pleasure in the hint of jealousy she detected in his office, in his voice. In his office. But she didn't need his small talk. What's up? Laurie asked. Brett seemed eager to get started on the next special. If it were up to him, we'd have 2 specials a week as long as the ratings held. He forgets how much work it takes to completely reinvestigate a cold case from scratch, she said. I get it. Anyway, I have the perfect case for our next episode. She could not ignore the use of the word our. She had spent years developing the idea for this show. As many unsolved murders as there were in this country, only so many of them met the unwritten criteria for the cases explored by under suspicion. Some cases were too unsolved. No suspects, the equivalent of random guesses. Some were essentially solved, and the police were simply waiting for the evidence to fall into place. A very narrow category in between, an unsolved mystery, but with an identifiable world of viable suspects, was Laurie's specialty. She spent most of her time scouring true crime websites, reading local news coverage all around the country, and sifting through tips that came in online. And always there was that intangible instinct that told her that this case was the one she should pursue. And now here was Ryan, certain that he had a novel idea for them to work on. She was confident that she would already be familiar with any case Ryan mentioned, soup to nuts, but did her best to appear appreciative that he had a suggestion. Let's hear it, she said. Virginia Wakeling. Lori recognized the name immediately. This wasn't a homicide from the other side of the country. It had occurred just a couple of miles from here, at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And it wasn't especially cold either. Virginia Wakeling was a member of the museum's board of trustees and one of its most generous donors. She had been found in the snow behind the museum on the night of the institution's most celebrated fundraiser, the Met Gala. It was one of the most star-studded, high-profile events in all of Manhattan. She had died after a fall, either a jump or a push, from the museum's roof. Wakeling was a big enough presence in the art world that there were murmurs the museum might even suspend the annual gala the following year when there was still no explanation for her death. But the party continued on despite the absence of a solution to the ongoing mystery. Lori remembered enough of the facts to offer an initial opinion. It seemed pretty clear that her boyfriend did it, as in under suspicion, Ryan said, wriggling his fingers in quotes. It looks like a closed case to me. He was considerably younger than Mrs. Wakeling. It seems as if the police are sure that he was the killer, even if they can't prove it. Wasn't he a model or something? No, Ryan said. A personal trainer. His name is Ivan Gray, and he's innocent. The knot in Lori's stomach grew tighter. As strongly as she had ever felt about any of her cases, she had never been certain about anyone's guilt or innocence, especially at the outset. The entire purpose of her show was to explore an unsolved case with an open mind. She was fairly certain that Ryan had not stumbled onto this case by accident. "Do you happen to know Mr. Gray?" she asked. "He's my trainer." Of course, she thought. It made perfect sense. When Grace and Jerry were discussing Ryan's idiosyncratic hours, they may as well have analyzed his various workout hobbies. Hitting golf balls at the Chelsea Pier, driving range, spin classes at Soul Cycle, circuit training at the gym around the corner, and if Lori had to guess, some latest workout craze was his new pal, Ivan Gray. Yoga, she guessed. Ryan's face made his opinions about yoga clear. "Boxing," he said. "He's the owner of Punch." Lori wasn't exactly a gym rat, but even she had heard of the trendy workout spot dedicated to boxing. Their flashy ads were emblazoned on subways and the sides of buses, depicting perfect-looking New Yorkers in fashionable exercise clothes and boxing gloves. The thought of punching an object named Ryan Nichols actually sounded pretty good to Lori. "I really appreciate the suggestion," she said coolly, "but I don't think that case is right for the show. It's only been 3 years. I'm sure the police are still investigating. Ivan's life has been basically ruined. We could help him. If he owns Punch, apparently it hasn't been ruined entirely, and if he killed that woman, I'm really not interested in helping him. He could be using us to try to get free publicity for his gym." Lori couldn't help but think back to the grief Ryan had given her only a few months ago. He hadn't even been officially hired yet, but he took it upon himself to tell her that the case of a woman already convicted of killing her fiancé was unsuitable for her own show because he was so certain she was guilty. Ryan was looking at the screen on his iPhone. If it had been Timmy, Lori would have told him to put it away. With all due respect, Ryan, the case isn't even cold yet, she said dismissively. Her own husband's murder went unsolved for 5 years. Even without any suspects, the NYPD kept assuring her the entire time that they were actively working the investigation. The last thing I want is to hurt our relationship with law enforcement by interfering. Ryan was tapping on his phone screen. When he finished, he tucked his phone in his pocket and looked up at her. Well, let's hear him out. Ivan's in the lobby and is coming up. Oh my God. Oh, this is about to get real. Only one word came to mind when Lori saw Ivan Gray walk into her office. Huge. The man was enormous. He was at least 6'3", but his height was not what stood out about his appearance. There wasn't an ounce of spare flesh on his body. He looked trim and powerful. His hair was short and dyed brown. His eyes were hazel green. She was almost afraid to shake his hand, expecting a grip that would crush her fingers. She was surprised when he greeted her with a normal, human handshake rather than a painful clasp. Thank you so much for inviting me in, Lori. She had not, in fact, invited him and had not asked him to call her by her first name. Well, Ryan speaks so highly of you, she said flatly. The feeling's mutual, Ivan said, giving Ryan a friendly punch in the arm. The first time he came in for a session, I thought, this guy will be begging to leave in 20 minutes. But he trains hard, might even be able to defend himself against one of my better fighters if he keeps up the work. The female fighters, I mean. It was the type of inside joke that immediately reminded the outsider, in this case Lori, that she wasn't part of the gang. Lori wished that Ryan would show the same kind of dedication to learning basic rules of journalism. She mustered a smile. She would normally study a case for hours before interviewing the primary suspect. She was at a loss for how to transition from their banter about Ryan's latest workout obsession to a woman's murder. Once she gestured to for Ivan to have a seat on the sofa, she decided to jump right in. So Ryan told me you're interested in having us reinvestigate the death of Virginia Wakeling. You can call it a reinvestigation if you'd like, but if you ask me, the NYPD hasn't investigated it for even the first time. All they needed to know was that a 68-year-old woman was dating a 47-year-old man, and they made up their minds. They didn't seem to care about the complete lack of any evidence against me. Lori did the simple arithmetic in her head. Virginia had died 3 years earlier, making Ivan 50 years old today. He looked more like he was 40, but she suspected that he may have had some assistance in that area. His skin was tan, even though it was January, and that short hair might be hiding the onset of baldness. The case had been in the news so recently that Lori was able to recall most of the reported facts from memory. From what she gathered, Virginia's money was at the heart of the original police investigation. Her husband had been a real estate genius, successful enough to leave Virginia an extremely wealthy widow. Lori could only imagine what Wakeling's family and friends thought when she began dating a personal trainer more than 20 years her junior. But despite what Ivan said, his age and profession were not the only reasons he became the leading suspect. With all due respect, Lori said, to call it a complete lack of evidence is not entirely fair to the investigation, is it? Motive, after all, is a type of evidence. There were financial concerns, I recall. After Virginia's death, police discovered that several $100,000 of her money had been spent on Ivan's various expenses. Her children were adamant that their mother had not authorized the expenditures. They speculated that their mother may have discovered that Ivan was stealing from her and could have been planning to pursue criminal charges against him. That would have given him a powerful motive to silence her. Nothing irregular at all, he said. Yes, she helped me with some bills. The Porsche was her birthday gift to me. I tried not to accept it. It was far too generous, but she insisted. She told me that she loved the idea of being driven around in it with the top down in the summer. She said it was more a gift to herself than to me. Lori had not remembered that an expensive sports car was involved, but even a Porsche didn't amount to the kinds of expenditures at issue. My recollection is that it was more than a car. Substantial funds were missing. They weren't. He punched his right fist into his left palm to emphasize the point. Lori found herself flinching. It wasn't the first time that she had reminded herself that she might be speaking to a killer. It was the nature of her work. She had a sudden eerie image of him lifting Virginia Wakeling and throwing her from the roof of the museum. Whoever killed her had to have been strong, and this man clearly fit the bill. Ivan's voice was calm when he continued his explanation. The money wasn't missing. Like I said, she covered some small bills of mine, plus the car. The rest of the money was an investment in Punch. That's my gym. Lori nodded to signal that she was aware of his business. It was a dream of mine, and Virginia knew that. She was a client. I'd have her do some boxing exercises, nothing heavy. Mostly some rope jumping and shadow boxing. It's a great workout and totally different from everything else. People love it. And I knew that I had a winning idea. I never asked her to help me. I was absolutely shocked when she told me she'd give me the seed money. I found an old school boxing gym and convinced the owner to sell it to me so I could transform it into a hot spot. He's technically a partner, but the business is all mine. Virginia believed in me. She knew I'd succeed, and I did. Lori could tell that he was proud of his accomplishments. Had they been built on the murder of an innocent woman? How much money did she front you? $500,000. Lori could feel her eyes widen. People had killed for far less. I don't understand, Ivan. If she was investing in your business, why didn't you have a written agreement or some other proof of her intentions? My understanding from news reports at the time was that the children were adamant that their mother would never have agreed to give you that kind of money. Because that's what Virginia told them. Her children are greedy. They've had everything handed to them, and it's never enough. They took one look at me and assumed I was a gold digger. To get them off her back, Virginia assured them that she wasn't giving me anything. She wouldn't even let me tell them that she'd paid for the Porsche. They had to suspect that she was hiding it from them. I made a decent living as a trainer, but I would never have spent that kind of money on a car. But then after Virginia was killed, they made me out to be some kind of thief to the police. Spending money on luxuries like sports cars is one thing, You don't think a mother would tell her children that she was investing a substantial amount of money in a business? He shook his head. I know that she didn't. Don't get me wrong, Virginia loved her children, and she was very close to them, but they didn't really know their mother. Virginia was going through a tremendous change when she was killed. Bob, that was her husband, had been gone for 5 years. She was finally living her life beyond just being his wife and their mother. She was completely independent and finding such joy in her philanthropy. She had stepped back from some causes that were important to Bob and her own and had chosen her own. That of course included a seat on the board at the Metropolitan Museum. Laurie couldn't help but notice the gentleness in this big man's voice when he spoke about Virginia. And how did your gym fit into that? My point is that she was happy, really truly happy, forging her own identity. But her children second guessed everything. They wanted her in a time capsule. They didn't like the idea of her changing, and I was part of that change. We were very serious about getting married. I had already bought a ring for her, but she wasn't ready to tell the family. Virginia believed that once my boxing business was off the ground, her children might start to accept me. That's why she helped me, and that's why she didn't tell anyone about it. But there must have been checks that she signed, something to prove she consented to the expenditures. She did it all electronically. Virginia was older than me, but better online than I am. She could donate $100,000 to a charity with a few keystrokes. Or, alternatively, Laurie thought, you knew her passwords and figured she was so wealthy and generous she would never miss the money. Oh, hi. Hi, kid with you. I'm reading a book. She wired about half of that money directly to my partner for my initial buy-in, Ivan explained. And then the other half went to pay for equipment, improvements on the space, the costs of starting up a business. But it wasn't gone. It was in a business that she believed in, which would have been part of our income after we married. Ryan hadn't quiet up until this point, but Laurie could tell from the way he was leaning forward in his seat that he was eager to interject. It's just like I said, Laurie, Ivan was stereotyped from the beginning, but he didn't actually have a financial motive to hurt Virginia. First of all, there wasn't a shred of evidence to prove that the money Virginia put into Punch was stolen. Even if Ivan had stolen money from her, which I didn't, Ryan held up a palm to cut Ivan off. Of course not, but assume for the sake of argument that he had. It would have been Virginia's word against his if she had accused him of taking the money without her permission. They were in a close romantic relationship. They weren't officially engaged yet, but had clearly discussed marriage in the future, as evidenced by the purchase of a ring from Harry Winston. She had obviously spent other amounts of money on him voluntarily, including the Porsche. I'm telling you as a former prosecutor, no lawyer could have proven a case of theft against Ivan beyond a reasonable doubt. In a worst case scenario, they would have reached some kind of settlement where he repaid her from the business as if she were an investor. Laurie could see the logic of Ryan's argument. If anything, the only consequence of Virginia's murder would be to ensure that Ivan never got to marry into her money. Her death had also called attention to her finances, virtually ensuring that Ivan would be the leading suspect. She had to hand it to these two. In a short meeting, they had managed to spin her perception of Ivan on its head. From this new perspective, she could see Ivan's argument that he had nothing to gain and everything to lose from murdering Virginia. Yes, baby, come in. Ivan must have recognized that she was beginning to get pulled into his side of the story. I swear to you, Lori, I didn't do it. I loved Ginny. That's what I called her. She told me that when she was young, that was her nickname, but her husband wanted her to be called Virginia after he started to become well known. We would have been married within months if she had lived, and we would have been happy. Hi, Suchi. Ryan added, Lori, I know you hate it when I step on your toes around here, but I'm telling you, this case will be a hit for under suspicion. It's perfect, and we'd be helping a good man. Normally, by the time she asked the most important question, she'd already mastered every publicly available fact about the case. But at the risk of jumping in too soon, she asked it now because she had to know. If you did not kill Mrs. Wakeling, who did? When Ivan immediately looked to Ryan instead of answering the question, she believed her first instincts had been right. When the pause grew longer in silence, she began to stand from her chair. Okay, I think you can mull things over from here. No, wait, Ivan exclaimed. It's not that I don't have my theories. Trust me, I do. And facts to back them up, but I've got a training session in 15 minutes with an A-list movie star, and I never expected you to hear the full side of my story. I'm not sure I want to start naming names unless you really think you might use Virginia's case. I've managed to go on with my life, even though I know a lot of people think I'm a murderer. If I stir all of this up again, I want it for a good reason. I want it to be for a good reason. She didn't know what to think of Ivan's logic. On the one hand, it seemed like an innocent person would drop everything for a chance to clear his name. On the other hand, she could picture Ryan cajoling Ivan into coming up to the studio, in which case Ivan might be having second thoughts about saying too much. Fair enough, she said. Let's each take a day to mull it over. We can meet again tomorrow if we both think it's worthwhile. Ivan nodded his agreement. Thank you so much, Lori, for your time and for keeping an open mind, he said. It means so much to me. This time, when he shook her hand, the grip was tight enough to burn. Oh, God. Well, this is interesting. So I just finished the first 4 chapters. I'm on chapter 5, but I think I have to continue tomorrow. So let me know what you think in the comments and say hi in the live stream. Thank you. Was it Ivan Gray? Every breath you take. Really good book. Don't spoil it, Heike. I actually don't know. I'm reading it for the first time with you guys. Hi again, says Kid with Hugh. Thank you so much for joining. But I know some people like want to know, and they want to like flip to the end to see like who did it, but I actually like to kind of like figure it out myself and read it, like kind of just go from there. So I'll keep reading the book. Maybe I'll read the same book or a different one next time I go live tomorrow. But if you know who did it, don't tell us, because I'm kind of intrigued now. I'm kind of sort of intrigued. Let's go look at Baji. And then we're gonna... Hi, Baji. I was reading the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw. Nice. Baji's taking a little nap. Hi, Baji. We'll read again tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. Every breath you take. Yeah. Thank you, Heike. If you join tomorrow, maybe you can be a moderator and you can help to answer some of these questions. Or help to run the chat, if you don't mind. Hi, kid with uke. Yes. Say hi to one another. Get to know everyone. This one's my Baji. But that got interesting, right? It's an intriguing story. I'm gonna continue. I might read the beginning of another book tomorrow, but I'm gonna finish reading this one as well on my own or maybe on the live. I was here earlier on. Yes. Nice to meet you, kid with you. I saw you earlier. And then I started reading a book. Can you guys hit the like button? Let's get to 20 likes if we can. Maybe even 25. How about that? How about that? And can you also share the live? It would be amazing if more people could join this cat and book club. We're ready. We're ready. Hi. Baji says hi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Yay. Baji's doing his cleaning now. I think they're about to get a snack, and then I might go hit up the ocean and beach and have a chill evening. Maybe I'll continue to read the book because it got pretty interesting. We've met a few folks in the book. Ivan Gray, the suspect, Ryan, that lawyer guy who's on the show, and the lady who runs the show. Wait, I've forgotten her name. Sorry, already. Even though I was just reading it. What was her name? Lori. Yes. I read... All right, someone remember. I read up to the first 4 chapters. I'm on chapter 5 now, if I continue to read this book. Lori is the show, the boss of the show. Then there's Virginia, who is the murdered woman. Here's the book. Former host Alex Buckley has left her with on-air talent she can't stand, Ryan, and a sense of loneliness despite her loving family. There we go. That's the book. That's what we're reading right now. / what I just read. Every breath you take. How is everyone doing? I'm gonna run. It was so nice to see everyone on the live today. I'm gonna run And oh wait, sorry. 1 second. Please like the live, share, and subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you next time at the live tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Heike. Thank you so much. See you at the live tomorrow.